Hello again. Bedtime story time. Tonight we have a Dr. Seuss story, and I think I've read a fair amount of Dr. Seuss stories. I like them. They're funny, they're fast. Most of the times they rhyme. And Dr. Seuss writes stories that children can learn to read all by themselves, and so that's fabulous. This is the SNEECHES, and it's got other stories in this book. It's got a couple, and but I'm going to read the SNEECHES tonight. I think it's fabulous. It says that it's written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss. So, what does that mean? It means he's the author, he wrote the story, the illustrator, he even did all these pictures for it. So, anyway, this is about the Sneetches. It's about, I want to be like you, sort of, okay? So, remember, God makes you like you. There's only one you. That's why you are so special and so important, because there is nobody else exactly like you. He's made you to be different and perfect, okay? But this story is the Sneetches. Now, there's Starbelly Sneetches, okay? And there's some that don't. Now, the Starbelly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. The stars weren't so big, they were really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the Starbelly Sneetches would brag, "We are the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches." With their snoots up in the air, see, I just got his nose snotted up. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. "We will have nothing to do with that plain belly sort." And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. They'd be rude. When the Starbelly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? No, not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain belly Sneetches, they had none upon theirs. So these are out playing ball, but they wouldn't let them play because they didn't have stars. It's being snotty, and that's how they taught their kids to be, was you're better than the other Sneetches. When the Starbelly Sneetches had Frankfurter roasts, which is hot dog roasts, or picnics or parties or marshmallow toasts, they'd never invite the plain belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near. And that's how they treated them year after year. Oh, look at all the fun we're having. Don't talk to them. Look at all our fun. Don't talk to them. And they're like, I wish they'd be nice and let us come over. No, not a Starbelly Sneetch. Then one day, it seems, while the plain belly Sneetches were moping and doping along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, they're wishing their bellies had stars so they could be like them and be able to play and be involved. A stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he announced in a voice clear and keen, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean. And I've heard of your troubles, and I heard you're unhappy. But I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need. And my prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed." He's come up and says, "Hey guys, I can help you. I know you got trouble. I can help you. It's going to be cheap, but I can fix it." Then quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, "You want stars like a Starbelly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. In other words, you give me $3 and I'll give you a star." Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. And so they clambered inside, and the big machine, it roared. And it clunked, and it bonked, and it jerked, and it burked, and it bopped them all about. But the thing, it really worked. When the plain belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. When they went out without stars, when they come out, they had stars upon theirs. And when the other Sneetches saw that, they started giving him this $3, and everybody was getting stars. And then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your Frankfurter parties. They're saying, ha, ha, ha. We have stars now like yours, and you can't tell us apart. Good grief, groaned the ones who had stars at the first. We are still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know? They all frowned. Of which kind is what, or the other way around? They're saying, now how are we going to know? How can we tell us apart? Guess what? Then up came McBean with a very sly wink. He said, things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who? And that's perfectly true. He's talking to the ones now that have the stars. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on the beaches. And all it's going to cost you is $10 eaches. Charge them $3 to get stars. He's going to charge them $10 for something else. Belly stars are no longer in style, said McBean. What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs. And in that handy machine, it worked very precisely. It removed all the stars from their bellies quite nicely. See, they're going in with stars. Look how they're coming out. Those stars. Then, with their snoots in the air, they prodded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. Ha! We all know who's who. Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without. And they're going, but now we just got stars. Then, of course, those with stars on theirs got all frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a terrible mess. They had theirs taken off right after they had theirs put on. Now they're going to go have theirs taken off. Look at this line. All those Sneetches. All the rest of that day, on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced around and about again. Changing their stars every minute or two, they kept paying money and kept going through until neither of the plain nor the star bellies knew whether this one was that one or that one was this one or which one was what one or what one was who. They've been through so many times with stars on and stars off, just giving him all that money he's making, trying to keep them happy, some want to think that they're better than the others. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie picked up and off he went. Look at all that. He got all their money. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never will learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. But McBean was quite wrong, I'm happy to say, that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day that they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day, All the SNEECHES forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon theirs. See, they didn't care no more. Finally, it took a lesson. They had to have a learning lesson. And that was the end. Sylvester McMonkey McBean thought he was going to, hey, I done got all their money. They're never going to get along. You can't teach them. But they learned. You're not better than somebody else because you have something that they don't, or they have something that you don't. Some people have a pool. Some people don't, but they want one. But you know what? Those with a pool should invite. If you get a pool, you need to invite friends over. Say, hey, Mom, can we have, some friends over? Maybe, let me see. Madeline's got a February birthday. Bryson's got an October birthday. Elijah has a June birthday. Maybe when he's older, that y'all can have a pool party for him. And any other babies that come along on those warm months. Pool party. Invite those that don't have a pool. Invite them just to have a cookout. Invite them just to come spend the day. Anyway, I love you. And just be happy with what you got, God's not going to give you more if you can't be happy with what you already got. Okay? I love you. Ganny is signing off. And let's see, what will you listen to tomorrow night? I don't know, but I hope you like it. Ganny loves you the most, my favorite people. Until next time, good night.